Hello, friends. How are you? Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever you say in your country. Thanks for stopping by. As you all know, around here we celebrate the solstice with my kids. That was this past weekend, and we did our packaging, Boxing Day, whatever celebration for solstice, and that was really nice and rewarding. The nice thing about doing our own holiday is stuff is open, and I don't have to cook a big meal. We can just go to dinner, which is something that we do. We have morning donuts and hot chocolates, and then we go to dinner in the afternoon, or dinner, I guess, if that's really a thing. I've heard people say it. Is it like becoming part of the modern lexicon? Anyway, Christmas for me growing up meant a pine tree in the house. I grew up always having a live tree. I have not had a live tree in my adult life. My ex was allergic, and we just haven't ever done that. I kind of miss it. My mom would always, we would go by the live tree, and then Dad would cut the lower limbs off because you need, height to put packages under it or whatever. Mom would always stuff those pine boughs, I guess, in the furnace registers, and so the whole house would get this pine scent, which was always amazing. And then the other thing was we had a record player that only came out on Christmas Day. Or not Christmas Day. Only came out with the Christmas decorations. I don't know why. We didn't listen. My house was not a music house. My dad doesn't really care about music, and I don't know that my mom really cares about music. We didn't listen to music as a family. My sister and I liked music. And my mom would love to listen to, me play the piano or something. But there was not music on all the time. Except for Christmas time. Christmas songs would be playing constantly. And we did have a record player. We brought it out, and we had a collection of a few Christmas records, like Bing Crosby, and I don't know what else. I remember the Bing Crosby album a lot. I played that a lot. So that always came out at Christmas with all the Christmas decorations, and we played Christmas music for the whole month of December. And that was always kind of special, The other things would be like potpourri. Mom would always have some sort of potpourri going, cinnamon something or other. I vaguely remember, and I'm sure my mom will probably watch this and she might tell me, but somebody in my life used to do like a cinnamon and orange concoction on the stove and let it just boil and fume the house. I don't know if that was her, but I feel like it really was. And I've only recently learned about the orange tradition in Europe. I guess kids get oranges, and there's a Chris Tingle thing, which is whatever. I don't know why oranges became a part of Christmas, but they are. I know that Malia loves chocolate oranges, which are a thing you can get around here during this time of year. It's not really a thing that's available any other time of year. And it's basically an orange or a chocolate that looks like an orange, and it comes in wedges, and it's orange flavored chocolate. So the cinnamon orange thing, I don't know, or maybe it was lemon. I don't know. I feel like my mom did that, but I'm not positive if that's true or not. But as I've said, in Thanksgiving we had a video where he talked about how I realized that people used to come to us for everything. That's true for Christmas too. Everybody came to our house for Christmas. My mom cooked the meal for everybody. I think maybe sometimes somebody would bring something. I don't know that that's actually true, but my house was always the house, right? So everybody came to us. Everybody brought presents to us, and we opened all the presents. My aunt and uncle and my niece, or not my niece. Well, yeah, eventually my niece, my cousin, they came. My grandmother and grandfather would come. My other grandmother would come. But slowly as things happen, we lose grandparents, they stop coming, whatever. My grandmother got old enough that she would only come for an hour and then go back home. My dad would pick her up and take her back, kind of thing. It just kind of winded down, And then when my kids were little, my parents started going to Florida for Christmas, and so they weren't here. And so there was a decade or more that they were going to Florida every year, and so Christmas just became something that my kids and I and their mom's family, we just spent that whole time together, and it's kind of stayed that way. I now go with Malia to her family which today means 3 visits, three houses that we visit, which is, and they're like hours apart. It's not like a quick, easy 3-house visit. It's quite some drives involved, but it's a big day, and it's honestly nice in some ways, hectic in others, but that's okay. Yeah, that's what Christmas is like here. We don't have snow anymore. That's not a thing. Haven't had a snowy Christmas in a very long time. When I was a kid, it was always snowing at Christmas. Well, not always, but it was usually snowing in November. We might get snow in January or February now. What else does Christmas mean? I don't know. Decorations. I haven't even decorated this year. We put the Christmas tree up, the solstice tree, as we call it, last week. That's it. I didn't put any of my... I used to sometimes, not every year, but a lot of years I would put a wreath and like decorate the porch with lights. Put that stuff out. I didn't put that stuff out at all this year. It was one of those things like if the kids want to do it, I'll do it. But otherwise, it's not really a big deal to me. It's just, at this point in life, it's a little stressful. Sure, I've had kind of some controversial talks about that in the past, but Malia and I, we're doing very well. We don't need anything. Like people constantly like, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. I want to have a nice time with family. I don't need anything. Please don't, whatever. I've given in, and I have lists and people buy me things, and it's nice, and we get to share. But ultimately, it's just it's a day of food, I guess. It's a free day off. Is that what it means these days? Is just a day off? I don't know. Maybe that's all it is. But at least at some point, at many points, I've had interesting and nice experiences around this whole week. So sorry, I'm just reflecting. Hopefully, you have an amazing Christmas, whatever that means to you and your family. And I hope you get what you asked for. I don't know. Is that do we at this age like really care about the gifts? I don't know that I do at all. Okay. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy Christmas. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are on to 10 actions that always bring happiness. I guess that's important this time of year. Bring happiness to your families. Number 1, appreciate what you have. If we counted our blessings instead of our money, we would all be a lot richer. Happiness is there, wrapped in beauty and hidden delicately between the seconds of your life. If you never stop for a minute to notice, you might miss it. I think that... this is kind of the same vein of doing a daily kind of appreciation journal or whatever that's called. It's really good to just stop and think, man, I'm really happy for that. I'm glad I have that. Or I'm glad that I don't have that. I'm glad that I don't have cancer.